This is Algebra 1, Lesson 11a, Reciprocal and Multiplicative Inverse. Here's a challenge problem for you. 2/3 times some number equals 1. What number could you put in the box so that when you multiply it by 2/3, you would get 1? Maybe you can pause the video. Try this for yourself. Think about that for a second. If we want something to equal 1, then it's like we really need this to cancel and we need this to cancel. So what could we multiply it by so that those cancel? Well, I would need a 3 up here to cancel with this 3 down here, and I would need a 2 down here to cancel with this 2 up here. So the number would be 3/2. Did you figure that one out by yourself? And if you multiply without canceling, 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 2 is 6, you get 6/6, which equals 1. Let's look at a few more of these. What number would you have to multiply this by? -4/11 times what would give me 1? Well, we figured out you just put the 11/4, but you got to think about the sign. A negative times a positive would give me a -1, and that's not what I want. So this would have to be negative. What about this one? 4 times something is 1. Let's think about it like 4/1. What would we have to multiply that by? We need that 4 to cancel, so let's put a 4 down here. And we don't have anything to cancel with this 1. That wouldn't be helpful, so let's put that 1 up there. It'd be 1/4. 4 1/4 would give you 1. Let's move over and look at this last one. And I'll erase the 1 here beside it. -5 times something is equal to 1. Think about this -5 as over 1. We want the 5 on the bottom over here, so it'll cancel with this 5. And we'll put a 1 on top. And since we need a positive 1 over here, we're going to need to make this negative, because a negative times a negative would be a positive. So let's look at those numbers. You have -4/11, -11/4, 4 1/4, -5, -1/5. What about 0 times something would equal 1? What would that be? 0 times something equals 1. Well, we've already learned 0 times anything, any number, is going to give you 0. So that's not going to work, is it? Okay. Let's look at the term, the vocabulary term for this. All of these numbers, -4/11, its reciprocal is -11/4. That's this word here, reciprocal. And the reciprocal of 4 is 1/4. And the reciprocal of -5 is -1/5. And 0 does not have a reciprocal. Oops. Okay, 0 does not have a reciprocal. It's the only real number that does not have a reciprocal. Now there's another name for reciprocal that the book gives you. It's a fun one to say. And it's multiplicative inverses. These numbers are called reciprocals, also known as multiplicative inverses. Now I'm telling you, if you're asked, what did you learn in math today? You can say, I learned about multiplicative inverses, and you're going to sound very educated, okay? And it's just the same thing as a reciprocal, the flip of the number. Now here's a definition of reciprocal or multiplicative inverse. For any non-zero, so it can't be 0, we've learned why, because it doesn't have a reciprocal. For any non-zero real number, A, the reciprocal, okay? So it's saying A is the real number, okay? For any non-zero real number A, okay, the reciprocal or the multiplicative inverse of the number would be 1/A, okay? So just another example here. If the number is 5, the reciprocal would be just putting 1/5. If the number is -5, then the reciprocal would be 1/-5 or -1/5. Okay, you could put the negative wherever you wanted, it would be the same. So they're just giving you the definition with variables so you can generalize it to all numbers. Something else you learn in this lesson is that a number multiplied by its reciprocal will give you, so let's go back at our examples. We multiplied a number by its reciprocal, and look what we got. A number by its reciprocal, look what we got. Same thing here. We get 1, don't we? A number times its reciprocal, we're going to get 1. So a number times its reciprocal is equal to 1. And again, reciprocal is also known as a multiplicative inverse. So let's look at this again. Last little bit. 1/4 times 4 over 1, but we don't really need the over 1. So 1/4 and 4 are reciprocals. And when you multiply them, you get 1. -1/5, it would be -5. When you multiply those two, you get 1. So they are multiplicative inverses of each other. Here, I need that 13 to cancel out. So I just flip it over, put the 1 on top, -1/13. And when you multiply that, you get a 1.